So you're walking through the local store. You're looking at lights. You pick one up and you see that it's rated for 1,000 lumens for 2.5 hours. You think that's great. You buy it, you take it home, run it, and in a minute it's dropped down to 500 lumens. You can see the shift and you're like, well, that's a lie. Why is this doing it? It's not what the runtime says it should do. Well, let's go over those runtime testing standards in a little bit more detail and get a little insight into them and see what it really is. Alright, so here is the ANSI FL1 standard, which is what the majority of all of your big flashlight manufacturers follow for testing runtimes, distance, waterproofing, drop testing, things of that nature. So we're going to focus specifically on runtime in this video, because honestly, even though this is the industry standard and it's what Fenix and most of your other big manufacturers go by, while it's better than nothing, I still feel that it can be a little deceiving to most. So as you can see with the runtime, the standard to which it is tested is based on testing with fresh batteries from 30 seconds after the light is turned on until the light output reaches 10% of the initial measurement. This is the total time of usable light before most consumers will change batteries. So we'll look here at what the ANSI FL1 chart looks like on the back of the Fenix packaging. So here you can see you've got your outputs, you've got what the lumens is, and then your run times, your distance, and your candela, and your drop distance. So as you can see, 160 lumens for 1 hour, medium for 13 hours, and low for 70 hours. The E12 is a good example of what that means. So your high mode of 160 lumens is rated for 1 hour. So 10% of 160 lumens is going to be 16 lumens. So what this is, as you can see here, you've got 160 lumens is only going to be a short stretch, maybe 15 or 20 minutes at most, before it tapers off down to your 1 hour mark and shuts off, which at that point you have got less than 16 lumens. So you can see where that would intersect. Now your 30 lumens on the other hand, for 13 hours, it's pretty well regulated. So you get darn near the full 13 hours. And then when you get to your 5 lumen mode, you do have good straight regulation on it till 70 lumens. And the reason that lights do this is due to battery capacity and heat. The amperage draw that the light requires to maintain these levels gets higher as the modes go up. So does heat. So as you draw more amperage, the battery can only support so long. And then if you look, let's see here. We step over here to the other side. You can see like the E28, you actually have multiple step downs in your modes. And what that does is every step down that it has is less draw on the battery so that you can extend your runtime. Now these minor steps, like right here, most people will not notice that change. Even if you're running it constantly, you're not really going to notice that. It's pretty well going to be indistinguishable. Now some of your bigger steps, like right here at this 1500 lumen, that first step, you're going to notice that. But you still got almost 900 lumens. The second reason, as I mentioned, was heat. Despite what a lot of people say, LEDs do in fact produce heat. Now it's not like a incandescent, but it does still generate heat. And that heat has to go somewhere. So it is set on an aluminum shelf inside the light and then dissipate it to the outside of the body. That's why the light gets hot. If your light is getting hot, it's drawing heat away, which is a good thing, as that's keeping it from basically burning up the electronics and the LED inside. But even by it doing that and drawing it away, if you were to run it at 1500 continuous lumens and a light this size, it is going to cook the internals. There's just not enough heat sink, as it's called, to draw that much heat away. So it has to step down to keep from basically, like I said, cooking or burning the internal components of the light. So that's kind of how that is. I just want to get that out there, and I took time to put this chart together, the Fenix lights. Fenix includes these runtime charts in the owner's manuals of their lights. So you do have that. You can download the digital version of the manual prior to purchasing it. And if you actually go onto my website and look underneath of gear information, I think it's called, you can look at this full PDF document on there and see all of these charts as I went through and put this all together. So that's a resource I have. I just try to be upfront so that customers can understand exactly what it is they're getting. So just want to take a moment, go over that so that people understand. Thanks, guys.